Hello Gecko and Isopod fans. Today we have a special video for you. We're going to cover 5 tips and techniques that might seem a little mundane to you, but they're very important in your gecko and isopod care. And also make sure you stay till the end because I have that way that you can enter into the giveaway Fan Participation Gift Award at the end of this month. Make sure you stay until the end of the video. I wanted to do a real quick shout out. One of our viewers, Unicrafts, mentioned that their daughter watches our videos. So I just wanted to say real quick, hi. Thank you very much for watching our videos.
What are you doing?
I am mixing up some of this calcium and vitamin mineral for the geckos. Why?
I was just wondering what you were mixing in my kitchen.
Yep. So what I do is I take this Vionate, we use Vionate for vitamins, and Osteoform for calcium, and I take 5 scoops of the Vionate, I think I'm at 4, and 5, and one more, one of the calcium. So this is mixed vitamins. And this is straight calcium. I like this because it's such a nice powder. So there we go. We've got 5 vitamins and 1 calcium. And I mix this in. Now we don't use this for, as you know, dusting. We put this in the gecko bowls so that they can take it in with their insects when they eat the insects out of the mealworm cups. And we use the calcium, obviously, when we dust crickets and things in a cup and then feed them directly into the tank. So this is really what I use in the gecko room in the dishes. I like it, and what I've done is I've put mix on it so I don't confuse it with these others.
Or me.
Or you. Or me.
So what's next week's video on?
You know, I've been thinking about that, and I don't know what it's on. I don't have a topic yet. I've got a bunch of topics, but I'm just not sure which one I want to pick.
Why don't you do it on my favorite gecko?
My favorite gecko. Well, we did one about 4 months ago on my favorite gecko, so I don't know if I want to do that again. I could do something similar like that, but I don't know. Maybe if I restructure that a little bit, I can come up with something.
Not your favorite gecko, my favorite gecko.
Favorite gecko. Well, I don't know your favorite gecko, so maybe we can depict it. So there's one. So do a whole video on just Pictus.
Yeah, they have great personality.
Okay. Well, maybe let me think about that.
Sounds good. What are you doing?
I am crushing eggshells.
In the kitchen?
In the kitchen on your table. I know you've told me not to do this here because I'll make a mess, but I'm not making a mess. Look.
What are these for?
I am doing this for a calcium source. So what I do is I take the eggs that you saved for me and I put them in this mortar and I crush them up. It only takes a few minutes, but what I'll use these for is the isopods. So I'll feed the isopods, then I'll put a little bit of this eggshell, crushed of course, into the isopod enclosures, and that'll be their source of calcium. I could use cuttlebone, or I could use another powder calcium used for human consumption in there, but the thing about these eggshells is that it's free. And it's easy to do. It just takes me a couple of minutes to do this crushing thing, and I get the eggshells. Easy as that.
They're free to you as long as I keep buying eggs.
And of course you will, because I love eggs.
We're going to use a ton on the 14th when we bake cookies for Christmas.
Oh,
I'll have to make sure there's a bowl there just for eggshells.
Now you have my attention.
Yeah, Christmas baking day always has your attention.
I love cookies.
You're a cookie thief.
I like being a cookie thief. That's my purpose in life.
Rules are broken ones only.
Well, I'll make sure that there's a lot of broken ones then.
You don't have to worry. My sisters break them on purpose.
I love your sisters.
So what's the next video going to be?
You gave me a couple of ideas yesterday. I've kind of thought through them, and I'm taking that with what ideas I've had in the past, and I'm just not feeling comfortable about a video yet. I just don't know. We got to kind of go through that.
Why don't you do a question and answer? They like to do that. Ask questions about the geckos, how you take care of them, your isopods, and maybe even let them ask some personal questions this time, like how old you are, how long we've been married.
Maybe the married thing, but how old am I and personal questions, I don't know if I want to go that deep. I don't know if anybody cares about seeing or asking questions like that and hearing my response.
Oh, I bet there's some good questions out there.
Yeah, maybe good questions for the viewers, but maybe not easy for me to answer. Let me think about that.
Okay. What are you doing?
Well, this time I am making a mess. I'm making isopod food.
Out of what?
This is MRP. So what I'm doing is, we feed crusted gecko diet in these dishes, which will work out really well because they can't be tipped. And then if they don't eat all of their food, I save the dishes, and if they don't eat all their food, then I take the crusted gecko diet and I just dump it right into here, like this one. And I just dump it into there.
Or on my table.
Or on your table. I try to get as much on your table as I can. I take a razor blade and it comes off super easy. Dump it into here and get just a little bit more here without cutting myself. I've yet to cut myself. And then I take this mortar that we use for the eggshells and the grinding up the eggshells and making the calcium powder. And then what I do is I take this MRP, the dried MRP, throw it into here a little bit so I don't make a mess and dump it all over the place, right?
Yes.
And then I simply take 5 seconds, grind it up, and it makes this kind of finer powder. I throw that right into the isopods, and they eat it just about as well as any food that I feed them. And because the crusted gecko diet has all the nutrients in it for crusted geckos, it's perfect for the isopods. And again, it's cheap because it's free. I just take whatever's left in these dishes. You see just kind of a ton of food. I know it's inexpensive, but more importantly, it's such a nutritious food, I don't want it to go to waste. I can take the powder, but I'm using that, obviously, on the crusted geckos.
Right.
Make sense?
Yes. I'm going to start asking what I'm putting my hands in to help you feed things before I do it, so I know what I'm picking up.
Yeah, you kind of don't want to ask that.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Hey, I was thinking about your video. Have you made any decisions yet?
Nope.
I gave you ideas.
I know, and I'm still struggling with which idea to use. What I want to do is I want to have an idea that I can easily put into a video because I'm kind of running out of time. You have any other thoughts? I appreciate the ideas, but I still, it's not hitting me yet.
Why don't you do a video on the perfect gift for a kid at Christmas?
The perfect gift for me? I'd love it. I can put that out there and say, I'd love to have this.
Perfect kid, not you.
Perfect kid gift. You mean like a train set or?
No, a gecko.
Oh,
what's
gecko
the perfect
related.
gecko that you could give your child for Christmas
A perfect
this year?
gecko
Easy
to give
care.
as a parent. Easy care. So it's pretty much, here's the top 5. Be quiet, Gus. Here's the top 5 perfect geckos to give as a gift for Christmas.
Yeah, or maybe you could just say, hey, one of my nephews is going to get this gecko for Christmas this year. And surprise everybody.
Sounds like a lot of work, but
I'm
sounds
trying.
like a lot of work, but I'll think about it.
Trying.
Thanks. Well, I feel a little bit like a late night celebrity with this. Thank you notes.
What are you working on?
Well, I'm working on the checklist. You know, you're familiar with the checklist where we keep all of our information.
Or your calendar.
This is my calendar. This is where I indicate what animals we've fed, when we've ordered supplies, when we've used supplies. I try to keep any of the information, pertinent with downstairs on here. It helps me greatly to make sure that I'm in kind of a schedule of feeding the animals, if that makes sense.
Keeps you on task. I
Well,
can look at this when I come home from work and see what you did then.
yeah, you could, or I could just falsify all the information and say I worked all day, all 10 hours on.
No, I know you are. You're always down there.
This is really cool because now, and you can see I've got all the pictures, I've got the dates, and we just started December. So if I go back a couple, you can see, well, I've got the baseball, indicating that the baseball season's starting.
I see.
But I have all of the, fed the bugs, fed the babies, fed diet, fed bugs and babies, fed the Leos, fed the 10s and 15s, just all kinds of information, watermarks and all on here. I can go back and then next year, I can compare notes and just make sure everything's in a right schedule. I also put temperatures on here so that, again, next year I can go back and find out if we're warmer, cooler, real quickly by looking at one piece of paper. And also I record when things start breeding, when I first get my first crested gecko eggs, things like that, just so I can, check the year after, make sure everything's on schedule.
December's empty. Have you
We
been
just
out shopping for me for
started.
Christmas? And you've been so busy that you haven't done anything down there?
Reminder note. Get Nanette something for Christmas.
See? Then you wouldn't forget.
So
Christmas is coming.
since we're like just a couple of weeks away, what do you want for Christmas? I know, we'll talk about
I
that
don't know.
later.
I can't think of that right now. I was wondering, since it's close to video time, what's the next video? I've given you lots of ideas. I still say you should go back and you should do the question and answer one and let them get personal in it. It'll be so much fun. I can just think of a couple people that probably have a really good question. Could be dangerous, but good question.
Yeah, but I don't know if people want to ask me questions. I think that what they want to see is videos on geckos and videos on isopods, and they want to see me sharing information. I don't know if they want to ask questions and have me answer those questions.
You will be sharing information. You'll be answering their questions. And they might have a question that'll spark future videos down the road. Then we wouldn't be having these conversations over and over again. What video do you want to do?
I like the idea, but I'm afraid that I'm going to get a question. So now that you're semi-retired and you spend like 2 hours on geckos every day, what do you do for the rest of the day? And my thought is that it's trying to think of a Christmas present for Nanette.
That's what it was.
Yes, that's
Perfect.
what it was. I'll think about it, but I don't know. I'll think about it, okay?
All right.
Man, I am really making a mess here. I am so glad, though, that I collected these leaves before the snow fell and covered them all up. This would be great.
What are you doing?
Well, I can't say nothing, can I?
I'm cleaning and you're making a mess in my kitchen now.
Well, I'm not making a mess.
This is going to make a mess, and I've got company coming over for lunch, and you've made a mess. This needs to go outside. Now, out.
All right. I'll let you in for this one. I'll take it outside. I'll do it outside.
Please.
All right.
Did you figure out what you're doing for the video yet? That's what you should be doing, not making more of a mess.
Oh, have a seat.
You didn't come up with an idea.
No.
I knew that.
I'm very lucky. I have a close friend, Angie, that gave me a great idea. So we were talking the other day, PMing on Facebook, and she came up with this great idea. What she said was, what you should do is put out kind of something on Facebook or something in your YouTube videos and ask people to submit their questions. And it could be about the geckos, it could be about caring for the geckos or how to feed them, something about isopods. And she also said, you should also put something in there if they want to just have them ask you personal questions. And the idea was that then maybe we could have you or Crystal read off these questions and I could answer them kind of maybe in a live session. I thought that was a great idea. What do you think?
Isn't that what I suggested like hours ago?
I don't remember that.
Thanks, Angie. You've solved our problems.
So whether that idea came from Nanette or Angie, it doesn't matter. Wherever the idea came from, it was a great idea. What we're going to do is we're going to open it up for questions. So in the comments below, ask me questions. Whether it's about the geckos, about their care, how we do certain things, or isopods, leave your question below. Or if it's something personal about our family.
No, wait, don't get me involved. This is about you.
Anything personal about me, if you want to know a little bit about my history or in the what I'm planning in the future, just let me know. Put those questions in the comments below. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those questions and we'll put together a video, maybe even do a live question and answer session on those questions. And here's the important thing. I hope you've stayed for this long. Those questions will count toward an entry into the Fan Participation Award. And again, I'm going to throw the link to yesterday's video here, I believe, so that you can see the rules for that gift giveaway in that video. Make sure that you look at those rules and understand them. They're fairly simple. On December 23rd, we're going to announce a winner for the Fan Participation gift. And again, that gift is a $100 gift certificate to Supreme Gecko or Supreme Isopods. And remember, you only get to ask one question, or at least count for the fan participation gift at the end of the month. One time for this video with one question. Hope that makes sense. Leave those questions below. I'm looking forward to doing this video. Well, maybe, maybe not. Well, Gecko and Isopod fans, I hope you learned something from those 5 tips that we just shared. I hope you at least enjoyed yourself. And don't forget, throw a question down below in the comments. Ask me anything. Well, Gecko and Isopod fans, I hope you learned something from those 5 tips that we just shared. And don't forget, throw a question down below in the comments. Ask me anything. Ask me about our geckos. Ask me about how we care for the geckos. Ask me something personal. Ask me something personal. I'm going to throw a link to the video that we did right over here on the rules for this giveaway. Make sure you catch that. And as always, thank you very much for watching the videos. Hit that like button below. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure that you are subscribed and hit that bell all so you don't miss another video. We'll see you next week.